The highs and lows of being in the band Heart. We asked former bassist Steve Fossen and former drummer Michael DeRozier. What was the best part of being in that band? What was the worst part of being in that band for you personally? There's probably a lot on Beach Road, but...
Well, the best part was that everyone was ambitious and everybody was driven. Yeah. And we weren't going to accept, anything but, as taking it as far as we could. And when you get yourself in a position where all the people in the band believe that that's where you want to take it, that's a lot easier to get there than you got one person that's, I don't know, I'm kind of happy doing this. And hopefully someday I'll be able to play jazz. Jazz.
What I've heard, we've all heard, because I'm as a radio announcer, we're the bottom feeders of entertainment, but we're still in the industry. And yeah, that old industry, it's like Margaret Atwood said, the great American or Canadian novel, whichever one you want to put, I'll write it someday, or I'll do jazz for musicians. It's always like, I'll do a jazz album one day. We hear that so often.
Yeah. I mean, jazz musicians are awesome. They're great. They're great. They know theory and timing and everything inside and out, and it's great. But at the same time, it's not the popularity and what we were after. And so we wanted to be a rock group, and being a rock group, it takes, you can't have, not everyone can be an extrovert, and not everyone can be an introvert. You got to have the whole spectrum in there, and those blending of all those personalities makes the chemistry and the charisma that people identify with. Because if everybody took their, stood there still and played, it wouldn't work. If everybody ran around the stage like crazy, that wouldn't work either. You got to have the people that that make the foundation, lay it down. Then you got to have the other people that do
Mm-hmm. And what was the challenging part?
What I say is Mike and I, we put down the foundation.
Yeah.
And then the singers and the guitar players, they put their stuff on top of our foundation. So it builds it up.
Yeah. So interesting you guys are still together, as
I know, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like one of my stories when we're live, I say, Mike and I have known each other since 1975. I don't say it like that. I go, Mike and I met back in 1970, and we've been friends ever since.
So what was what was the most challenging thing about being in that band for you personally?
Well, it was just the things that you expect and the things that happen usually are two different things.
Yeah.
So for me, it was, I expected this. And then when we started making the recordings and stuff, it was kind of different. It was a little bit different from what I expected, but it was still good. And we had these really smart people behind us and, encouraging us. So that was good. But it was just, I don't know, it was just frustrating. Sometimes you wanted it to go faster, and sometimes you wanted it to, get to the point where you're making more money. But, what can you say? It all worked in the end, but there was some, I remember that we all emigrated to Vancouver from Seattle. And, we spent months working up our set and all that kind of stuff. And then we hired a Canadian drummer and a Canadian keyboard player. And then we started putting the set together, and we finally got a gig. And by then we were totally broke. So I think we all made like $10 or $15 a piece. And I had to take my $10 or $15 and go buy a toothbrush and toothpaste because I didn't have any for a while.
That's poor.
Yeah, that's poor. And I don't know of too many people that would sacrifice that, go that far down and sacrifice. And, it was disheartening at sometimes because it was so like, how much further down can we get, But we all had faith, And we, like I said, we just kept working at it and trying and trying to keep the love alive.
Yeah.
As they say.
Best part of being in Heart, worst part of being in Heart.
The worst part of being in Heart?
And the best.
And the best.
You can say best moments, not so good moments. I ask everyone this question, no matter what band they're in.
Okay. Well, that's, I think, just the total experience of dreaming about being in a band that went successful and having it happen. So that the best is everything. It's the whole picture, the whole package was just fabulous as far as I'm concerned. Just rare, unbelievable miracle in a lot of ways to be part of something like that. And the worst part, I'll go to something that, blame it on bad weather. The worst part was playing in Kyoto, Japan, when the roof fell on me, hit me in the head.
Did you go to the hospital?
I'm not going to go to playing with Steve Fossen.
Is Steve in the room?
I'm not going to go that route. Steve here?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He'll hear about it though. I don't know if you heard that story, but we played there and there was a huge thunderstorm that came through. We were playing outdoors in Kyoto, and with a light truss and the tarps, whatever the canvas that they have to keep the rain off the band, or what, at least for a while. And it just dumped rain and it filled all these canvas tarps full of water, and they were getting, you could just, we just started playing Even It Up, and the things were so full of water, they had to be hundreds of pounds of weight up there. And so the water was running off the roof, because it's tilted a little bit, and it was pouring on me. My roadie, my drum guy, had an umbrella, and he was holding the umbrella over my head while I'm playing. Just started playing Even It Up, and the roof does this, it collapses. And I had a drum next to me, a timp, and the drum landed, the truss and everything landed right on the edge, on the rim of the drum. And it held it off the floor by as high as the drum was. If it would have fallen all the way down, it would have just smashed me. But as it fell, it hit me in the head, and so that's probably the worst.
You should be dead.
I was lucky, very lucky.
It's like the Final Destination movies. That you cheated death. We'll have more from Michael DeRosier, bassist Steve Fossen, guitarist Roger Fisher, and former Heart manager Mike Fisher coming up the next few days. Keep in mind, the Fisher Brothers interview was from 2 years ago. And as we've said before, any of the things that the guys have said about their former bandmates, Ann and Nancy Wilson, well, Ann and Nancy are more than willing to come on the channel and talk about their sides of the story. Remember the 2 Ps if you want to support Rock History Music. You can join our Patreon to get early access to all our videos, or you can simply make a donation via the PayPal links, or buy a t-shirt. All the links are in the description, and all the links for the Heart members and Heart also in the description. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.